Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, I'm Caricature, and welcome back to a super duper bit of a pooper little review show, Very Slay, where we go over each and every runway look on Drag Race Philippines Season 3. I am so sorry that this is the look for today. Fully planned this morning, almost 12 hours ago. Get up, get real cute, be in full drag, give you a little Zatanna moment because of it being a superhero makeover episode. And then time got away from me, I lost motivation, I edited 2 other videos today, and now we have this. Whatever this is. And I was gonna do this, I went to go do my eyebrow and hiccuped and made a mark, and I thought we'll just do a clown thing and roll with it. It's kind of in the middle. And then as I was putting everything else together, I was having some issues with the collar piece not working right, and then I thought, well, this is a makeover episode. I do kind of look like what I started off looking like when I did drag. It was a lot of browless looks, a lot of a black top lip, no lip on the bottom, very big smoky eye that wasn't really defined. So we are kind of giving baby Cara today. And then I thought, oh, this little rough thing kind of looks like a baby bonnet. So we are kind of giving baby's first time in drag, goo goo gaga, if you will. But a little fashion-y, I guess. We're trying, I don't know. Again, I'm so sorry. Again, I'm so sorry. I was gonna record this episode and the Thailand cast reveal today in this, and then I thought, no. I'm making those poor folks over in the Philippines suffer enough looking at me like this. But I have to get this video recorded and edited before I head off for the weekend, otherwise it's gonna be a really long wait for y'all, so we don't want that. Anyways, it was a superhero themed makeover with family members and loved ones of our remaining 7 contestants this week. So for anyone who doesn't know how the show works, when we get into each and every one of these looks, if I think it met the brief, got the job done, but didn't blow me away, we give it an okay. If I thought it took off sky high and saved the day, we give it a slay. And if I think it should have been thrown in jail because it was just bad, just a bad look, we give it a nay. And it's all in efforts to find my weekly slay of the day, my favorite look out of each and every episode, which will go head to head up against our current ranked slay of the season, Kiana's Tearjerker look from episode 3. Whichever look holds the top spot by the time we crown a winner, I'll make an illustration out of it. And it'll come eventually, in sketches to Patreon and everywhere else. There will be a discussion thread going up the day this episode comes out, probably not right when this episode is there, but feel free to join the Patreon for free in order to get all up in there for all those discussion threads. With that said, let's get into these makeovers. This looks ridiculous. I love it. Honestly, it's kind of growing on me a little bit. Anywho, first up this week, we have Angel, who's giving us this little trans superhero moment with her and Maxie's mother, which I thought was cute that both Maxie and Angel's parents were involved in this episode. And I think these are cute. I like that they're the same looks, but in different colors. I will say Maxie is not a makeup girly, in my opinion. Her makeup is fine, but it doesn't blow me away. I think it's because her makeup is so understated and is so pared down compared to a lot of the other contestants. Her makeup doesn't really read super draggy and large scale, which is the makeup I personally really gravitate towards. It's not as graphic. And I think because her makeup is like that, the makeup on their mom isn't my favorite. It's good, she looks stunning, but I think it just could have been oomphed a little bit more. My biggest problem with this look is the fact that it's a bodysuit with stuff attached over it. And then on top of that, the boot cover thingy on their mom starts falling on the runway. So it's just finishing details that aren't totally there. Cute concept. I wasn't blown away by it. And I think it was deserving of being placed towards the bottom of the pack this week. It's okay. Then next up we have Maxie with Maxie and Angel's father, and I thought this was really well done. The accents were pretty complementary between the golds and the silver, and I also really loved the fact that the orbital pieces of these looks, one was on the top and the other was on the bottom. It didn't feel too matchy-matchy in the way that Angel's did, where it's the same outfit in a different color. It felt truly and they bounced off of each other really nicely. They looked good together on the runway. And I believe it's Karen who calls this out during critiques, but I also noticed that Maxie matched her energy off of her dad's as she was walking down the runway. And because she was doing something a little slower and more understated in her movements, Maxie kind of pared herself down to match that. I think that was a really smart choice. and it gave a really beautiful performance, and they felt like two cosmic entities just like slowly moving around each other in space. It felt very thematically appropriate. This to me was a slay. I will say, I don't necessarily think that this look should have won, but I did think it was very, very good and was deserving of being in like that top 2 spot. Next up was Kiana, and Kiana and her mother had a look that was a tribute to a Filipino superhero show, I believe, from the captions in the episode. Honestly, I wish they had just not done the reveal at the beginning. Like the rowdy kids that turn into superheroes. I thought they should have just been the superhero looks. I love the hair. I think Kiana had one of the best like makeup transformations of the two. It also helps that Kiana looks a lot like her mother to begin with. So painting her mother to look like Kiana is a pretty easy like translation. Her mom looked gorgeous in her paint, but I do agree that the details of the performance on the runway just weren't as finessed enough, but I do wish that the cut had been a little more flattering with the black placement, especially on the red outfit. I like that they're complementary. I don't mind that they're like pretty matchy-matchy, but I do have to say, out of everything that we have seen in Kiana's runways, this is my least favorite that we've seen across the whole season. It's also just okay for me. Then we have Mix Chanel. I honestly hate these looks so much. I think they're both so ugly. And once again, it's another complementary look where it's the same look in 2 different colors. The headpiece switch, I do agree, it really fucked up the wig for her makeover partner. When she took the helmet off, it looked bad. It looked real bad. And I didn't like the outfit. I didn't like the piecey nature of the armor bits. It was giving low budget sci-fi costume, which I think is more what they're going for, but I didn't like the colors. I didn't like the hair color with the different outfits either. I think her makeover partner's hair color went with the outfit and the whole color story better than what Mix's did. For me, this is a nay. It's just a personal taste thing. I didn't like it. Next up, we have Popstar Bench. And I get the critique of having visible undergarments with the nude bodysuit, and that it's yet another like swimsuit cut outfit for her, but this is probably the best runway she's had all season, which is sad. But it's cute. I like the details on it. I like the finishes on it. I like the silhouette of both of these. Once again, the same outfit in 2 different colors. Going more in on Bench's look, I thought the performance was cute, especially because, you know, she's got to kind of make up for the fact that her partner doesn't really like walk well in heels. So it's like, we're just going to make them drunk and let them kind of stagger around the stage. It was funny. It was campy. I think the scale and just the overall silhouette and shape of Bench's look in particular, with the boots too, is really clean. I do wish that either the panty cut had been a little wider so we didn't have that visible undergarment, or that visible undergarment just wasn't there, you know? I think had she just been like a little slingshot moment underneath the bodysuit, she would have been fine. But I don't think it's horrible. Like, I honestly don't think it's that bad. For me, this is just okay. Next up, we have Tita Baby, who's doing this whole aluminum foil superhero thing. Conceptually, one of the strongest concepts of the week. I think, again, she's another one that they kind of do read like a really kooky 70s superhero TV show character. Low budget sci-fi thing again. However, it's kind of ugly, unfortunately. As much as I love Tita Baby, it's a bodysuit with some cellophane detailed over the top of it for both of them. I see why she was in like kind of the safe pair between her and Mix, but I did not like either of these looks at all. This is also a nay for me. I think the concept saved her. The concept is great on this, but the look itself, not my favorite. And then finally we have Zimbading and her mother. And this look, for me, this was my winner. This was my winner because of the wings. And I know I've been harping on a lot of these girls for basically having the same outfit made twice. And Zimba's outfit for her makeover is largely the same. It's the same color palette, it's the same wings, it's the same hair, it's the same skirt, but the bodice is different on each of them. The bodice on her mother, I think, is really flattering on her. This little sweetheart neckline is really freaking cute. And the neckline of Zimba's piece that comes up higher and is a little more dramatic, I think is the appropriate one to have for her. I think it does really keep her as the star in the pair, and also at the same time, the Zimba ding wings, honestly. Wait, the wingdings, like the font. You're picking up what I'm putting down? The wings are great. They move beautifully. I do wish they were connected to the look a little bit more. That's really my one fault with it. But to me, I adored this. I adored this so much. So for me, I think just overall performance and the storytelling of this look, I thought this was gonna be the one that took it. This was my favorite look in terms of the full presentation and the performance. But the more I go back and look at Maxie's looks compared to everybody else's, like I said before, I do really understand why she won. I just kind of wish that it had gone to Zimba again, personally. But it's a slay. Alrighty, it's now time to pick my slay of the day, my favorite look out of the episode. And it really does come down to two people. And while I loved the look that I thought was gonna win the episode, I do think I have to give it to Maxie this week because, so Maxie gets my slay of the day for this episode. And now we put her makeover look head to head up against Kiana's Purya look from episode 3. And once again, in a surprise to absolutely no one, Kiana is going to maintain that top spot for another week. We're down to 6, and I'm sure next week, unless there is a runway component, I doubt there will be anything exciting to me because it is a lip sync lalaparuza, and we have 6 people. Whoever loses goes home. The season's coming to a close, y'all. We're getting really, really close to the end, which is so sad. I love this season. It's one of my favorite seasons of Drag Race ever, I think. I think without question. I'm excited to see what happens next. And once again, it's getting harder and harder to see these girls go home. Really, really hard time seeing Bench leave this week, even though her track record was not great. And neither was her runway package. I just liked her a lot. And I really wish that down the road, if there's like a Philippines All-Stars, like an insular Philippines All-Stars season, I hope that Bench gets to come back, but with a better runway package and a better runway team behind her. She deserves to have stunning looks to go with the incredible performances that we got from her through certain challenges across the season. But that's gonna be it for me for today. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of those lovely little things. We are on our way to our next milestone of 1,000 subscribers because, y'all, we are officially a YouTube partner. Yay! Happy joy, we did it. Thank you all so much for the continued support. And honestly, it's all y'all over in the Philippines and your continued support for my content covering Drag Race Philippines and also UK versus the World when Marina was on there that got us here. And I cannot wait to continue making even more content for y'all and hopefully having some much better looks that aren't things I kind of like threw together in a 15-minute panic. Anyways, we will see you all in the next one. Be sure to go out there, y'all. Stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.